Hi, it's Lipstick Gal. Thank you so much for watching today. I wanted to do a chatty get ready with me, and I wanted to check in and see how you're doing, how your start to summer is. So leave me comments below what you're up to, what you're looking forward to, how you're handling the heat, because it's like 112 degrees here today as of right now, and it's still not the hottest point of the day. We're having a heat wave. Here's hoping I survive. Anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for being subscribed. And I am just using a combination of products that I have recently purchased, ones I'm still trying to form an opinion about, and then ones that I've had and are just kind of like evergreen faves. So I'm starting with the Eldridge Elevated Glow in Crystal Nebula, and I am just going to share this here on my cheeks. So we're in the middle of a heat wave. Oh, first of all, congratulations to Julie G. She won my giveaway. I was doing a giveaway for 2,000 subscribers, and it had been going for a week. It closed on Friday, and she's my winner. So I'm gonna be putting that stuff in the mail today. Hooray, hooray. Thank you for supporting my channel. I'm just so delighted. Thank you, thank you. But the heat wave. So it's 112 today, and it's gonna be even hotter tomorrow. Mid this week, we're gonna be having temperatures of 116. And this was when I was like, I'm gonna melt. And I think for me, a lot of it comes from the fact, I grew up in California. I was born and raised in California, moved to Washington State for my college years, and just kind of never really moved away. There was a couple of years in the middle where I lived in the Midwest, but managed to make it back. And I'm used to it being warm here, and even triple digits, but it's usually only triple digits for like, 2 or 3 weeks of the year. The rest of the summer you're in the mid to high 90s, and it's tolerable because it's a dry heat. It's not a real humid heat. But when we're getting temperatures up in the 1-teens, like 115, 117, it's gonna be super hot this week. I think the high is supposed to be, and this could change because as of right now, it's supposed to be 116 by tomorrow. But this, for like a 10-day span, it's going to be like either 108 to 116 degrees for 10 days straight. And we have been, working with volunteers here for our county to make sure there are cooling stations for people who need it, that there are resources, just because it's crazy hot. And I'm grateful that I had someone come and look at my air conditioning last week when it died. It was having problems. And we've got AC here in the house, but I'm just thinking of those who don't. Wonder if I've waited 3 minutes. If you didn't know, this little beauty here, this is a new highlight from Eldridge. She says it has skin tightening properties. So if you put it on and you leave it in for 3 minutes and then continue to put on your face products, it should give you a little bit of a lift. I like that. I don't know if it does that, but I like the idea of it, and I like the idea of having a little bit of glow, so pretty, underneath my foundation. So for foundation today, I'm using this one from Uoma Beauty by Sharon C. This is a product that I picked up at Walmart for $15. It was $14.95, but $15. This is her Flawless in Real Life Skin Perfecting Foundation. I have the lightest shade called White Pearl T1, and I find that 2 pumps is what I need to get a good coverage on my face. I used both a, if you want to see the video where I'm trying it, I will link it for you here, as well as the description box below. I find that it's just a little bit lighter than I thought, but I can make it work. And I liked it both with a sponge and a blending brush, but you get about equal amounts of coverage, both ways. Maybe just a hair shearer with a blending sponge, beauty sponge, and a brush like this. Earlier this year, I was grateful to be able to get fiber internet here at my house. We've been dealing with DSL, which was a lot slower for uploads, and once I started complaining to my husband about how long it was taking to upload videos at night, it would take like all night long, like 9 hours. And when my kids, it wasn't a problem before my kids needed to start doing school online, and then sometimes my videos would not be uploaded before they needed the internet, and my upload was eating up all the bandwidth. So in January, we were finally able to get fiber, and over the weekend, it was so hot. I didn't know this, but fiber, it's literally like the width of a human hair. It's a little glass fiber, and it's in this box that's on the outside of the house, but it was so hot that it was kind of in an arc, it kind of bent even more and it snapped the glass fiber. And I was without internet for 3 days. It went out on Friday and it just got up today. I will tell you, I was fine because on the weekends I try and kind of give myself a break from all the things, but there was no watching, you know, like new episodes of, on the weekends is when we sit down as a family and we watch like Lego Masters and we watch the Disney Plus Loki show. We watch things that we all 4 of us enjoy watching together, and we couldn't do that. And so my kids were going a little crazy, and they had plans to play games online with their friends who were at a distance, and they're like, there's no internet. And I'm like, you'll be fine. My kids were, I didn't realize this, they were getting a little squirrely. They were like, when is it coming back? And I'm like, well, not till the guy gets here at the start of next week. They struggled more. But again, my husband and I both have phones, and so we were, you know, using our phones, which we thankfully had data to use instead of having to use Wi-Fi. But my kids don't have devices, and so they were feeling it a little bit more than I was. I'm like, read a book, you know, play a game. We played a lot of games this weekend. It was actually really fun. So I'm going to be using this. I've been kind of trying this out. It's from Makeup Revolution. This is their Conceal and Fix Ultimate Coverage Concealer. And this has salicylic acid in it. And I don't know whether it's meant to cover like blemishes, which I kind of have one here that's going away, but a little extra coverage would not hurt. But this is what I was looking for, kind of a heavier pot concealer to do some color correction underneath my eyes. And this is when I realized that this shade is a little lighter than probably what I need. It works, but I like the consistency of it. It's a little bit thicker than the one that I really love from Charlotte Tilbury. I'm still trying to decide whether I want to repurchase the one from Charlotte Tilbury, but this one here, oh, it really gets rid of a lot. It's very brightening. I have the lightest shade. This is light beige. I think it's the lightest shade they make. I picked this up at Ulta for, I don't know, $10, $12. It wasn't very expensive. But I usually, instead of just using it as a color corrector, I use it as that and a concealer. So I'll plop this on and I won't really use anything else under my eyes other than like a setting powder today. I'm going to use the Pat McGrath under eye powder. This is the Sublime Perfection Blurring under eye powder underneath my eyes today. I've been trying this out. One thing I've noticed is that it's actually, I don't know if you can see it, it's, even though it is pressed, it's kind of loosely pressed. My oldest daughter has finally finished picking strawberries for the season. I loved that she wanted to be industrious and actually pick berries and, you know, have her first real job outside of the house. That was great. And she did a great job. They really appreciated having her there. But the hard part for me was, I never knew when to pick her up. I had to wait till I got a text from them saying, you know, we're done picking for the day, come pick your kids up. And it was different every day. And so my summer schedule has not really settled in to what I would want. By the way, I'm using the Kosas Cloud Set Powder. This is the lightest shade in Airy. I really have been liking this powder a lot. I think I've mentioned that before, but I wasn't so sure that I liked it when I first got it. And the funny thing is, it's turned into one of those powders that I discovered I liked it because I just realized I just kept reaching for it. I have been in love with the Patrick Ta products I've picked up. I really like this bronzing and contouring duo. So I'm going to use the contour cream right here with my finger. It just gives a little bit of definition to my face. My COVID pounds have hung on for dear life. I don't know if you, I know a lot of people have struggled with it, like, I don't have to wear real pants, I can wear stretch pants or, you know, sweatpants or yoga pants and nothing with a zipper or a button. And I definitely have fallen into that territory along with the snacking and the, you know, sugary choices that don't always happen after dinner. Sometimes I am like, I want a cookie. And normally if I wanted a cookie, I would bake a cookie because it takes so much effort to bake them. I don't make them that often. Well, during the last, I don't know, year and a quarter, I've gotten into the habit of buying cookies. Ugh, And I've never been somebody who likes store-bought cookies, but I found these cookies through Imperfect Foods. Imperfect Foods is a food delivery service, and they kind of really focus on making sure there's less food waste. And so they'll find a way to, you know, some of my favorite snacks have been like their broken pretzel pieces, where they're little pieces of pretzels that are dipped in chocolate, and they can't sell the pieces that are not whole, so those go kind of into a discard bin. They would normally throw those away. So, oh, we'll buy those and we'll package them and we'll sell them as broken pretzel pieces. I love those. They're great on top of ice cream. Don't ask how much ice cream I've had in the last year and a quarter. But they have this cookie called an upcycled cookie, and they're just little teeny tiny cookies. Sometimes they do a double chocolate, they'll do a chocolate chip, and they'll use the powder of a soybean. Like if you're making soy milk or you're making tofu, that fiber of the soybean, I forget what it's called, but they use that in these cookies, and they're delicious. Other ones that have coffee cherry powder in them, I don't know, but they're basically products that would end up being wasted but are edible, and they turn them into a cookie. And they, you know, there's sugar, there's flour, there's eggs, there's all those other things too, but they come in this box like this. And like I opened one box of their double chocolate chip cookies, and like in a day, like we've eaten all of them. I'm not the only one. My kids love them, my husband loves them. We'll sit down and we'll be watching a show and someone's like, we need some snacks. And so we get their snacky snack mixy mix, which is really delicious. And we end up getting these cookies and the broken chocolate covered pretzel pieces. And you know, we just got them on the table in front of us while we have our feet up watching the show. And the next thing you know, it's all gone. So long story short, I have been liking this contour to give my face a little shape, because I've eaten the shape out of my face. Just packed it on. So I'm using the Lisa Eldridge Enlivening Blush in the shade Dante's Dream. And you really need the smallest amount of this. This is like smaller than a grain of rice here. I have really been loving cream blush, but I especially have been loving the ones from Lisa. They're so beautiful. And it takes a little bit more effort as opposed to just sticking your brush. I spread out on the back of my hand and load up my brush this way, just to make sure I don't end up with excessive amounts on my face. But I have been liking, I feel like I get a lot of control, and I get a little bit without it being too much if I use the right shade of cream blush. And I really have been liking these. I also have been appreciating and enjoying the ones from Natasha Denona, but I feel like if I put product like this on the back of my hand and pick it up with a brush, it's super easy, ultra forgiving, but you are kind of using like the back of your hand as a makeup palette, and so it can get a little messy if you're not used to it. I'm gonna throw on this M Cosmetics Moonbeam Glow. This is their liquid cushion highlight, and this is in the shade Halo. I've been reaching for the Lisa Eldridge Elevated Glow a lot, but I forgot how much I liked this one, because this one came and then like a week and a half later the other one came, and it was definitely one of those things where I just realized too much new all at the same time. I definitely need some brows. I'm trying to finish this up. This is the Legendary Brows from Charlotte Tilbury, and I'll tell you, since I have been using a brow and lash serum, my eyebrows have gotten darker and I have more hair than I remember having since I was like 20, and I don't really need as much in them anymore, but I always take a time to just kind of comb them this way backwards to make sure I'm depositing product and color, and then I just give them a little brush up. I'm going to be using some Sydney Grace shadow singles. Love these. I know we're coming up to their regular Christmas in July sale, and I totally recommend Sydney Grace shadows, their singles, their palettes. They're all really, really, really good. I wanted to go green today until I laid eyes on this, and I forgot how fun this shade is here. This one's called Keep It Fun. And I guess the reason this is kind of blue. This blue kind of reminds me of like the 80s, and I am wearing a Adventures in Babysitting t-shirt, but it's actually the Stranger Things kids. So very 80s. I'm going to start with this shade here. This one's called Pismo. I really love the quality of these eyeshadows. I was kind of looking the other day, kind of trying to get a potential, if I were to get any singles this year, what would I get? And I have so much of what I already love and like. I don't know that I would need any more singles because I already have what I need. I have more than what I literally have more than what I need, but you know, hey, I've been kind of looking into it and I can't really condone spending any more, but I don't know how I won't. I have, sadly, I was sure I was gonna do it. I decided not to pick up the Tintilia and Sydney Grace collab. I really wanted it, but then I thought I don't wear those types of shades. And I'm trying so hard to not add things to my collection that I just know I'm not gonna reach for. So the quality is amazing. And I love Christine from Tintilia, if you're not familiar. She's got an amazing makeup blog that's been around forever. And she's a very trusted source for swatching, for reviews, for how well things wear, and I love that about her. And she loves really colorful eyeshadows, and she loves Sydney Grace, and I wanted to get it, and she's got 3 palettes out that are just gorgeous, and I was like, they're just not my shades. They're beautiful, like just to look at and swatch and play with, 1000% yes, but if I'm actually thinking about what I'm going to use, it's just not me, which makes me kind of sad. I just realized that I've got so much, and I'm planning on doing a declutter series, maybe starting in July. And if I were to do that, it would definitely be one of those things where I'm already planning on getting rid of makeup I've already paid for. Why would I buy more makeup that I don't think I'm really going to use? It just seems irresponsible. But if they're your colors, the formula's fantastic. I would definitely say it's for you if you wear those shades. Oh, I'm so excited for this. I normally don't wear shades like this. I'm definitely feeling a little 80s nostalgic today, that's for sure. So we'll pack on the bright, shimmery blue shadow. This might be more than I can handle today. I might not be quite there yet. I would love to know what your nostalgic childhood memory is. For me, it's really bright 80s makeup. Being born in the mid-70s, by the time I remember starting school, it was already 81. And so, and I was in Southern California in 81, so there was a lot of color. I also really remember very heavily, like, the Valley Girl talk. I don't know, I don't do it anymore, but I did it so much as a kid. And my mom kept like, what are you doing? Why are you talking like that? And I didn't even realize I was doing it. I was just totally surrounded by it. And it wasn't until we moved out of Southern California to Central California that it kind of died down. But that's what all my friends were doing. So I have real nostalgic memories of Esprit, of Guess, of Gap, all of those, you know, very popular brands at the time. And loving bright makeup, but not being allowed to wear any of it. So this is what I do now. I'm going to be using the Batter Boom mascara from Uoma Beauty by Sharon C. This is another thing I picked up at Walmart. This is a $7 mascara. It starts out, this is like the 3rd time I've used it. The formula to begin with, when you crack open the tube, is on the drier side. But I like the way that it has a spiraled wand, so I don't feel like I get a ton of clumpiness, and it builds on itself pretty well. I'm going to be using the Juvia's Place lip liner in the shade Lush today. I thought about doing a bright lip, and that might just be a little farther than I'm comfortable with today. And I'm throwing on the Lisa Eldridge lipstick in Kitten Mischief. So this is the finished look. It definitely feels very 80s to me with my draped blush and my strong Brooke Shields eyebrows and my blue eyeshadow. I was definitely kind of feeling that as I was getting dressed today. I have been loving these safety pin earrings that I got at Bobble Bar a while back. It reminds me of just regular safety pins I used to see kids wearing in their ears when I was growing up. And then add to that a, you know, cut up t-shirt that's Adventures in Babysitting, but it has all the Stranger Kids things on there, which is a show that I love on Netflix that is based in the 80s. I was definitely having that strong 80s feeling today. So the blue eyeshadow is for that. Thank you for watching. I would love to know what product, what maybe trend, what visual image that when you see it instantly reminds you of your childhood. You could be born and raised during a different time period than me. Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you for watching. Have an incredible day, and I'll see you again soon.